everyone, welcome to yoga. My name is Taylor. I will be guiding you through class today. As always, if you have blocks, go ahead and grab them. Always a good thing to have handy. We will be doing some spinal waves, a little bit of heart openers, just a nice flow, kind of touching on a little bit of everything. But we'll start in child's pose today. So maybe you want your big toes to touch, knees nice and wide, and then we'll sink down into the hips, extending the arms nicely out in front of you, and then just kind of making any little adjustments here. So you don't need to find stillness right off the bat, but if you want to, just kind of make some movements in the hips, maybe check in on the shoulders, and just kind of get everything nice and adjusted so you can feel comfortable here in our first position, child's pose. Closing the eyes if that feels okay for you right now. Maybe you're clenching the jaw a little bit and noticing that, and then actively unclenching, relaxing the jaw and the mouth. Noticing that breath. And as you inhale, feeling the belly pressing into the thighs, so as it expands, maybe it touches the thighs a bit. Inhaling to fill up, filling up through the back body as well. So really deep, full inhale. And when you reach the top of your inhale, exhaling to slowly release from the chest back down to that bottom belly. Full breaths here, a wave-like motion, so your inhales just flow effortlessly into the exhales. The exhales are nice and smooth. Finding that pattern of breath that you can always come back to. So as the mind maybe begins to wander, you can always just make your way back to your breath, back to your practice. And one more inhale here, maybe beginning to just rock the head from side to side, feeling the mat on your forehead, your third eye. And then exhale here. And on your inhale, we're going to just begin to shift our weight forward, keeping the elbows close towards the body and keeping the chest close to the mat, and then making your knees so they're about hip width distance, and then we'll just inhale to open up the chest ever so softly. Maybe it's just a baby cobra, but finding your heart opener here, pressing into the feet, into the pelvis area. So we're going to find an inhale to open up the chest wherever you feel comfortable. And then on our exhale, we'll just make our way right back to our child's pose. So using your own breath, if it takes longer than one round just to get from your heart opener to your child pose, take as many breaths as you need to, but inhaling to start to move forward, opening up the chest. Maybe you make your way into more of an up dog at some point, and then exhale to begin to round into your child's pose. So inhaling to reach forward, opening up the chest. Again, whatever height, whatever intensity you're feeling, and exhale back to child's. A couple more rounds at your own pace, opening up. And if the heart opener feels good, you can always stay there for an extended round of breath, maybe gazing behind one shoulder and then the other. As always, making the practice your own. Child's pose. And next time you're in child's, we'll stay there. A nice inhale through the nose when you get to your child's. Exhale out through the mouth. Slowly making your way to tabletop. So in table, we're just gonna go from table, bringing our weight down to our heels, keeping the toes tucked under those. So a nice little toe stretch, making sure the pinky toes are tucked under as well. And if it becomes a little bit too much, you can always come out of it, but try to stick with it, give your toes a little bit of love. And to keep our mind maybe away from the intense sensation you might be feeling, we'll bring our hands behind the head, so shoulders are, so the elbows are out to the sides, and we'll find cat-cows like this. So keeping that core engaged, a long spine to begin, so everything's nice and neutral. And then on our inhale, we'll bring the shoulders, the elbows towards each other in the back, so we're opening up the chest, maybe bringing our gaze towards the sky. And then exhale to round, so tucking chin towards chest, bringing the elbows towards each other in the front of the body. So finding your own pace, your own style, inhaling to open up, and exhale to round. Inhaling and exhaling. Just a couple more rounds of breath. Opening up and rounding. And after your next round of breath, finding a neutral spine, you can release your hands from behind the head, making your way to a tabletop, maybe just pedaling out your feet a bit, so just tapping them onto the mat just to release any of that sensation that you might have been feeling. We're going to extend the right leg out behind you, so hips are even. Maybe you want to tap your back body and then tap the core to make sure everything is engaged here. Lengthening that right leg out behind you, foot is nice and flexed, extending the left arm out in front of you. Finding a focal point, finding your balance here. You can always stay just like this, or inhaling to lengthen. Exhale to bend elbow and knee towards each other, rounding at the spine. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round. Inhaling. Exhaling. Lengthening on the inhale. Rounding on the exhale. Inhale, and we'll stay here nice and long. We'll release the left hand down to the mat, but keep the right leg lifted. Tucking the left toes under, inhaling to a one-legged mountain so that the right foot is lifted, and inhaling here. Exhale to open up the hips, so maybe bring that right foot over to the left. You can find some circles with the knee, maybe circles with the ankle. Whatever you need with this right hip here. And on your next inhale, finding a three-legged dog, so hips are squared. Exhale, knee towards nose, really pressing the ground away from with your hands. Inhaling to three-legged. Exhale, knee towards nose. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, knee towards nose, staying here for the inhale, staying here for the exhale. One more inhale, really bringing that leg up towards the body, and then exhale to your low lunge. Finding that low lunge, maybe just kind of rocking the hips from side to side, forward and back, until you find a low lunge you're comfortable with. Lowering the back knee onto the mat, a nice inhale to open up the chest. Exhale to lengthen through that right leg, toes towards the sky as you fold into a half split. Staying in your half split, inhaling to half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rebend on that front knee. So we'll stay here. Option to keep the back toes tucked under or to have them untucked. And then we'll inhale to modified crescent. Making any adjustments here to feel comfortable. So checking in on the hips, a nice bend in that front knee, core engaged. The palms are facing towards each other here. Inhaling to lengthen towards the sky. Exhale to cactus the arms, open up the chest, maybe sinking into the hips a bit more. Staying here for a couple rounds of breath. Maybe bringing your gaze towards the sky. On your next inhale, arms towards the sky. Exhale to airplane the arms beside you, tucking the toes under if they aren't already, lifting the back knee off of the mat, so crescent lunge with airplane arms. Breathing here, shoulders are rolled back and down, so a nice open chest. Weight into the right foot, bringing that left foot to meet the right in chair with airplane arms. In chair, you can either have your legs hip-width distance apart or having the feet and the knees together. So either feet and knees hip-width distance or feet and knees together. Core is engaged, maybe sinking a bit deeper. We'll inhale our arms to the sky, so in our chair. And then we'll exhale to cactus the arms in our chair. Staying here. Rolling those shoulders back and down, a nice open chest. Inhale to chair, arms towards the sky. Exhale to bend at the elbows and cactus. Inhale to lengthen through the arms. This time we'll exhale to airplane the arms, still in chair. Inhaling in our airplane. Exhale to fold forward, letting it all go. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale to fold right back down. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to plant the hands right into a down dog. A nice inhale in your down dog and an exhale out through the mouth. Lowering the knees back onto the mat. We'll go through a nice round of cat-cow. This time we'll bring our fingers so they're facing towards the knees here. And then inhaling to open up the chest, finding cow. Exhale to round up the spine, finding your cat. Noticing how these postures are a bit different. With our hands, our fingers facing towards the knees. One more round of breath before entering back into a neutral spine. We'll bring our hands so they're facing towards the front edge of the mat once again. Extending the left leg back, right hand forward. Again, maybe tapping onto the belly or the back of the low back just to make sure everything feels good, feels aligned. Breathing here, inhaling for length. Exhale to bend the elbow and knee towards each other. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bend. Inhale and exhale. Lengthening and rounding. This time lengthening and staying there. Bringing the right hand back onto the mat, tucking back toes under. Three-legged dog, left leg lifts this time. Inhaling here. Exhale to open up the hip. Option for movement, option for stillness. Rolling out the ankles, circle with the knee, whatever you need. Shaking out the head. And on our next inhale, finding three-legged, so squaring off those hips once again. Inhaling here, exhale, knee towards nose. Inhaling to the sky. Exhale, knee towards nose. Really pressing the hands away from the ground. Inhaling, three-legged. Exhale, knee towards nose. Really pressing that left leg up towards the body. One more inhale like this. Exhale to your low lunge. Again, maybe some movement from side to side, forward, back. Really getting comfortable, stable in your low lunge. Lowering the back knee onto the mat. Inhaling to open up the chest. Exhale to lengthen into a half split. Inhale to half lift in your half split. And exhale to fold right into it. Slowly rebending that front knee. Inhaling to your modified crescent, doing a body scan along the way. Hips, core, shoulders, checking in on it all. Maybe sinking a little bit deeper into the hips. Inhaling to really lengthen towards the sky, and then exhale to cactus the arms, opening up the chest. Breathing here, maybe bringing gaze towards the sky. Inhale to lift back into your modified crescent. Exhale to airplane the arms beside you, tucking back toes under, lifting that back foot off of the mat. Shoulders roll back and down, a nice open chest here. Weight into the left foot. Right leg meets the left chair pose with airplane arms. Inhaling to your chair so the arms are towards the sky. Exhale to cactus the arms, rolling those shoulders back and down. Core engaged. Inhale, lifting the arms back to chair. Exhale to cactus the arms, staying here, maybe getting just a little bit deeper into the hips, breathing. Inhale, arms to the sky, airplane on your exhale, filling up here, and exhaling to forward fold. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold, letting it go for a couple rounds of breath. Maybe opposite hand to opposite elbow, a little sway from side to side, a generous bend in the knees. And then slowly bringing your hands back down towards the ground, inhaling to half lift, exhale to fold. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale to cactus the arms, opening up the chest. Option always to bring the hands to the low back for a bit more support. Wherever you are, the core is engaged, the hips are moving forward as we open up the chest, grounded down through the feet. Inhaling, arms back to the sky. Exhale to fold forward. Bringing the feet out so they're almost the mat with distance, a little turnout with the feet, finding your Malasana squat here. So finding length through the spine, elbows to the inner thighs. Breathing here. Nice inhale, nice exhale. And then we'll slowly lower down onto the sits bones to find our boat pose. So, boat pose, we're finding length through the spine as always to start. Open chest here. Maybe you just want to have your hands to the outer thighs and you're feeling a lot right here. Maybe we begin to hover the feet off of the mat. Maybe arms beside you. Maybe lengthening the legs. Maybe lengthening the arms towards the sky. Taking it back a step wherever you need to. Breathing. Few more rounds of breath. Staying with it. One more inhale. And exhale to just have a full body stretch coming down onto the back, stretching from the toes to the fingers for just a moment. A nice inhale, a nice exhale. And then we'll bring our hands to the outside of the thighs, beginning to rock forward and back until we maybe gain enough momentum to come back into our Malasana squat. A nice inhale in that Malasana squat, and a nice exhale to let go. Slowly lifting the tailbone towards the sky, finding our forward fold. So a nice inhale to half lift and an exhale to fold. Again, inhaling to half lift. This time planting the hands. If you're craving a vinyasa, feel free to exhale to lower. Inhale to open up the chest. Exhale to down dog. Inhale through the nose in your down dog. Exhale out through the mouth. And we will bring our weight forward, coming into a plank, keeping the left hand planted, coming over to the left side, finding our side plank with the right arm lifted. Option to maybe hover the right foot off of the left foot. Maybe you want to find a wild thing, bringing the right foot behind the body as you open up the chest. Whatever variation you're feeling, maybe coming back to that hovering plank, exhaling the right hand to the mat, lifting that right foot towards the sky, so a three-legged down dog. Inhaling here, exhale, knee towards nose, coming into your low lunge, right foot forward, inhaling, arms to the sky, crescent lunge. Breathing here. Nice bend in that front knee. Inhaling to fill up. Exhale to cactus the arms, opening up the chest, maybe bringing gaze towards the sky. Still a nice bend in that front knee. Inhaling, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Weight into the right foot, gliding that left leg forward. Warrior three. Breathing here. Finding that focal point. Remember, it's alignment over depth. And then slowly coming back into that crescent lunge. Inhaling, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right foot meets the left. Down dog. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Shifting the weight forward, coming into our plank. Right hand to the center of the mat. Rolling over to your side plank on this side, whichever variation you're feeling. Feeling lift through the hips. Maybe hovering that left foot off of the right. Maybe finding a wild thing. Maybe more of a restorative, keeping both feet on the mat or the knee. And then coming back to that hovering plank. If you'd like, planting the left hand back onto the mat, three-legged down dog, left leg towards the sky. Inhaling here. Exhale, knee towards nose, coming into your low lunge, and then inhaling to lift up crescent. Making any adjustments here, getting comfortable. Really lifting up those hands towards the sky, but relaxing the shoulders. Inhaling like this. Exhale to cactus the arms, opening up the chest, maybe bringing gaze towards the sky. Inhaling, arms back to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding our warrior three on this side. So again, hips squared, chest open, lifted leg engaged. Breath. Focal point is key as we slowly inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, making your way back to your crescent lunge. Inhaling, arms to the sky. Exhale to plant the hands. This time, right foot meets the left at the front of the mat. Inhaling to half lift and exhaling to fold. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's just do a nice inhale here. hands to heart center. Exhale out through the mouth. One more time, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Slowly releasing your arms beside you. We'll bring the weight into the left foot, grabbing hold of the right foot with both hands. So if this is a big stretch, just staying like this. Your chest is open. You're feeling that hip flexor. But we're going to go into a variation of dancers. So we're going to keep both hands on this right foot, pressing the right foot into the hands. So maybe that right foot begins to lift up, feeling those shoulders pressing towards each other, an open chest here. Finding a focal point, seeing where you can go. So it's not so much getting that leg lifted, but it's that tension. You're feeling that hip flexor. It allows you to really keep the hips squared when you have both hands on the foot here. So breathing, trying to stay with it. One more round of breath. Slowly bringing that foot back towards the body, releasing the foot, inhaling for a one-legged mountain, arms towards the sky, and then we'll exhale to fold, bringing that right foot with you. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, arms beside you. Switching sides, so weight into the right foot. This time grabbing hold of the left foot with both hands, flexing that left foot, beginning to press the left foot into the hands, and then maybe you're able to bring that right foot away from the body as you press it into your hands, allowing yourself to open up the chest, finding your edge as always. Maybe this side's a little bit more wobbly, that's okay. Seeing where you can go. And then again, in your own time, bringing that foot back towards the body, finding your one-legged mountain, arms towards the sky. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to tuck and curl, coming right onto the sits bones and right onto the back. So we'll do one more back bend here. Your option. I'll walk you through bridge, but if wheel is part of your practice, feeling open for it, feel free to go into your wheel. But for bridge, bringing the feet about hip-width distance apart, nice and close to the sits bones. Maybe you can graze your heel with your fingertips. Starting with the whole spine on the mat, a nice inhale and a nice exhale. On the inhale, lifting up through the hips, keeping those shoulders planted on the mat. Option to bring the shoulders underneath the body so you can interlace the hands underneath the tailbone. That's an option. You can keep your arms beside the body. Notice how this posture changes with your inhales and exhales. So just keeping those hips lifted. A little tuck of the chin towards the chest. Breathing here. Maybe testing out what it feels like to go to the tippy toes. One more inhale. And on your exhale, slowly lowering down to the ground, vertebrae by vertebrae, grabbing hold of the big toes or the outer sides of your feet, finding your happy baby. If this shape isn't quite there for you, you can always grab hold of the inner thighs with your hands. So whatever variation you like with happy baby, feeling that whole spine on the mat here. And then it might feel nice to rock side to side. Maybe you want to extend one leg and then extend the other leg. And then slowly bring your knees towards your chest just for a moment. And we'll bring our feet onto the mat a bit wider than hip width distance, so it's broken bridge, so maybe your feet are about mat width distance apart, knocking your knees in towards each other. So again, the whole spine is still nice and long and neutral on the mat. A nice inhale here, and then we'll exhale, so the feet will stay as they are, but we'll bring our knees over to the right side. If you're feeling enough staying as you are, maybe you want to gaze towards the left. Maybe you want to bring the right foot to the left thigh. And inhale, slowly coming back into center, exhaling those knees over to the left, maybe gazing at the right, maybe left foot onto the right thigh. And again, on your inhale, slowly coming back into center, bringing the soles of your feet to touch, knocking the knees out towards the side. You can always bring blocks underneath the knees if that feels better. The Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle. Maybe bring one hand to the heart, one to the belly. Just a few rounds of breath here. Trying to bring all your focus to deepening your inhales, lengthening the exhales. And if you are feeling very comfortable here, feel free to have this as your final relaxation posture. But if you're ready to enter into something a bit more comfortable, maybe extending your legs, whatever it may be, starting to work your way towards your final relaxation posture, taking up space, getting heavy, making any little adjustments. Mindfully telling your body to just relax. Maybe one last inhale and exhale out through the mouth. And staying here for as long as you have available. Thank you all for sharing this practice. Have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.